This is the plaintiff, Ron. He says the defendant rented a BMW 535 from him and never returned it. He called the cops, reported it stolen, and finally got the car back after a 10-day wild goose chase. Now the car's damaged. He's losing income on the car, and this woman owes him $5,000, which she refuses to pay. So, here they are. This is the defendant, Sierra. She says she called the plaintiff to extend the car rental, and then the guy called the cops and had her arrested while she was getting her hair done. Now the plaintiff's making up all these lies about her, about damage to the car, and if anyone should be suing here, it's her. She's accused of burning a Beamer owner. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,500 for wrongful arrest and harassment.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, everyone's asked not to mention company names or last names. Ron, you're suing Sierra for $5,000 that you say is owed to you because she extended a car rental and damaged the car.
Yes, ma'am.
And put you in a position where you couldn't make money off the car. You are counterclaiming against him $1,500 for harassment and wrongful arrest. Tell me what happened.
I rented to her previous some months earlier, and
Rented what?
I rented that one was a Q45. I rented to her prior.
What do you do for a living?
I rent cars. And I have a party bus as well.
Are they cars that you own?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have a
Business
doing this?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have an office where you do it out of? Do you advertise, or do you just word of mouth?
I have word of mouth, business cards.
And how many cars do you own?
Right now it's just 2.
What about when this happened?
When that happened, it was 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah, it
so
fluctuates.
she is someone who had rented from you before.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And how long are you renting to her for?
This original date was for 1 day. And she told me she was gonna come back and pay me some more for, I think she said she wanted to keep it a little longer, I think a week maybe.
Okay.
And so after the day passed.
Okay, now hold on. What was it you rented to her?
2013 BMW 535.
And how much were you charging her?
$80 a day.
How much?
$80 a day.
Is that competitive? Is that like a good rate, or is it high, or is it low, or?
It was a desperate situation. I needed a vehicle at the moment.
And you couldn't go to like Enterprise and rent a cheap car?
No, because my name is actually messed up with Enterprise due to a situation with my sister not returning a vehicle. So until I paid them,
so you exhausted all the other rental car places when you went to the gentleman who does it in the alley? Is that it? Like, how does this work?
Kind of, sort of. You could say it like that because the actual Enterprise, I'm on the do not rent list until I pay them.
Do not rent list.
Right.
Okay, what about Hertz or Avis or National or Thrifty?
No, because the credit card that I use with Enterprise, it's affiliated with that, so I have to clear up the money on the credit card, and they don't accept
So he
debit.
doesn't take credit card?
No, it's just cash.
So you just give him cash. How much do you give him as a deposit?
$250. So he got $330.
So she gave you $250 plus 80?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then what happens? Because according to him, you didn't return the car.
Like, I actually met him at a gas station, which is where he conducts his business.
Okay.
Right, in Queens. And I met him at the bail bonds office, which is how I got his business card. So that's where he goes around giving people stuff so that they can rent vehicles.
Hey,
so he doesn't have
it's a
an
service,
office.
right? You provide
Right.
a public service.
Right. And
I mean,
also
he
you can
finds
get-
a niche.
There you go.
He can make the money. He's providing a service that apparently you can't get elsewhere.
Right.
So what the heck? All right,
Exactly,
go
which
ahead.
is why I chose to use him. So July 31st, now I called him. He said that he did have a vehicle, which was the 2013 BMW. I said, okay, I need it for 1 day. And I let him know when I got to the gas station with my then boyfriend, I let him know that the rental, I wanted to keep it for longer, but as of right now, I'm paying for 1 day. And tomorrow, when I return with the vehicle, which would have been August 1st, I'm going to have the rest of the money to compensate, whether it be 2 days, 3 days, or for
And
the
did
week.
you?
No.
What happened?
It didn't happen like that because
How did it happen instead of like that?
I'm going to tell you right now. Monday, when I came back with the car, I called him and told him that I was running late with the vehicle, that I would bring it to him Tuesday morning. He okayed it and said, you just have to pay for Tuesday. And everything was in communication. Everything was fine. And Tuesday now, when I called him to return the vehicle, I didn't get a phone. I didn't get a response. Now, being that I have to drop it to him back at the gas station, if I would have left the vehicle there, that would have been another issue. So now when he didn't answer his phone on Tuesday, it's like, now I have no choice but to still have the car, and I'm still going to have to pay for it because I have the car. So Wednesday now, when he called me and I answered.
Wait. What efforts did you make to reach him on Tuesday?
I called him more than
How
one
many
time,
times?
and I texted him more than one time.
Okay,
and
can I see proof of what you're saying? Show me the text, show me the...
everything.
Watch this. Did she call or text you?
She never called or texted
All right,
me.
now how are you going to prove that you did? Okay,
There's
so
no
now
proof
it's
that I
Wednesday,
did.
and what happened?
Right, so now it's Wednesday, and I spoke to him again, and I told him that I was going to extend the car. He said, for how long? And I told him, like, 3 days tops. And so Wednesday, I was at the bank. I spoke to him while I was in the bank, and I said, I'm at the bank right now, and I'm going to call you and bring you the money. He said, okay, no problem. That was at about 11:15-ish. So after that took place, my sister, she called me in an emergency and said she needed me to drive her home, and her home is in Texas.
What?
Right. Yeah, this story
I need a ride. Hey, what you doing? I need a ride. To
what?
Texas?
Yes, to Texas.
Why would you think that was okay?
No, not with her, not with his vehicle.
Oh.
Not in his vehicle. No.
Okay.
She had her own car. No.
And you didn't say,
Situations.
all of a sudden I have to go to Texas? You didn't talk to her about that?
She knew about the vehicle, and I also called him on Wednesday and left a message, and I let him know. And I told him that because my boyfriend went with me to pick up the vehicle, he saw how he looked, and I felt that it would be okay for him to return it because I had to leave in an emergency.
So you left the car in your boyfriend's care to be returned the next day?
Right.
Your boyfriend?
Right.
Who you picked to date?
Right.
And to bring the car
Right.
back? Not his boyfriend.
No, I would hope not.
And, well, why not? All right, but not, well, I guess because he's your boyfriend. All right, so not his boyfriend. So
Right.
what did the person you chose do? Did he return the car?
Absolutely not, which is why we're here.
All right,
No.
so how do you get your car back?
After the officer called her.
Wait, the officer? How did the
Yes,
officers
I
get
reported
him?
it in stolen.
Put your hand down, let the man
No, I
talk.
was gonna
Go.
report it in stolen. I'm calling. She
You're
blocked
calling
my
her,
number.
she's not answering?
She blocked my number.
She blocked your
I
number.
called from my aunt number. I called from different people's cell phone
And she won't
number.
pick up?
She answered from different people's numbers and hang up, but she blocked my number.
So what happened? So you report the car stolen, and then what happens? Does she get arrested?
Apparently so.
Okay. So you report the car stolen, and then you get word why? Because the detectives call you and say, we need to talk to you about a car?
No, that's not why.
Why are you ducking him if everything's so legit?
First of all, I wasn't ducking him. I wasn't even in town. I was in Texas.
You know the
so
man. I don't care.
when
You
I
have a
spoke
cell phone,
to-
right?
Right. And
Your cell phone works in Texas.
It
And
does.
the man is trying to call you nonstop because we both know he's calling because he wants to know where his property is.
And I
so
didn't
I
duck
don't
him.
disbelieve him when he says he's stalking you. So why aren't you returning the calls?
I was returning his calls, and if I didn't delete all of them, I would have been able to show you, but I didn't expect to
so
be in
you're
court.
calling back, and what are you
I
discussing?
wasn't calling back. I was answering the phone, and he was saying, where's my car? And I'm telling him that I don't know, because at that moment, I didn't know. Because me and my boyfriend got into an argument. He had the car and didn't tell me where it was.
Tough.
Right.
I guess you're going to have to sue your boyfriend.
I guess
All right,
so.
so then
So,
what happens? Your boyfriend not only keeps the car, but trashes it.
He keeps the car. I had to call his mom to get the car, basically. So August 11th.
If your boyfriend had the car, why didn't you just tell the police my boyfriend stole it?
Because I didn't know the police were involved up until they text me August 11th.
Wait a minute. On
I told
August
her.
11th, aren't you back from Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and
I
you
didn't-
don't think
that's
it's a
when I
problem that your
spoke to them.
boyfriend didn't return the car?
Of course.
Right. So you don't think that maybe you're going to get in trouble for something?
Of course. And
Right.
I
So
was
when
in
the police call
communication.
you, why don't you say to them, my boyfriend is a jerk and he
told
stole
them
the
that.
car?
I told them that.
So they arrested your boyfriend?
No, they
What,
didn't,
isn't that funny? They
because-
arrested you. Why did they arrest you?
I would explain if I had a chance. But
Really?
I would.
Okay.
So the detective, she called me.
Because you
I
know,
didn't-
after you answer, I am going to cross-examine you anyway,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Okay.
The detective, she called me, and I didn't get the original phone call, so she texted me. Now, I thought it was a joke because the detective name was Detective Romance, and it just sounded like it was a fake person. So I'm like, maybe somebody's playing on the phone. So I didn't respond immediately, and the person
Okay.
texted
You've
me.
got a car. You're not returning it.
I didn't
You don't-
physically have the car.
I don't care. It's your car that you rented,
Right.
lady. You think you can tell her it's... I don't know where I put it. I don't know.
That
you
is
think
what
that's
I told
gonna
them.
happen?
Because that's what I told them. Because
Yeah,
that's
I know. You
the
think
truth.
you can tell that to Hertz before they report your car stolen and get you arrested?
If that was the situation, it's not like I was lying. Whether they chose to believe it, it's on Hertz just
No
like
one
it's
cares
on him.
what you did with the car. What they care is that you don't have a car to return.
Right.
And that you didn't return it. Because, see, you're a grown woman. And when you contract to do something, you have to abide by the contract. You can't say, I put it in the to hand to the wrong boy that I picked. You can't do that. You have to actually pony up the car or pay, which is now where we are. Right. So now, the detective calls you. Tell me exactly what happened when you realized romance wasn't a joke.
Okay, I text her back, and she said I have to come to the precinct to surrender, and I asked her for what, and she told me that to speak on the situation, and I asked her if I was under arrest. She said no, but if I didn't show up, that she was going to issue a warrant.
Can I see the text?
Sure.
You didn't delete those?
No.
So she texts you first on August 11th, here's nothing from you, texts you again and says, I understand the vehicle was located, you still need to surrender.
Right, that was all in the same day.
Right, and then you got arrested.
That same day.
Right, and then you are counterclaiming against him $1,000 for wrongful arrest on account of what?
Because when I was supposed to go to see the detective, but he already had his vehicle. Like when me and her
What difference does that make if you steal a vehicle? If you keep a vehicle without permission, the theft already happened. Whether or not you returned the vehicle, it doesn't mean that you didn't do something you weren't supposed to do. Clearly, that's what she told you. She said, I understand the vehicle has been located, you still need to surrender. That's very clear, so she's telling you. So how would he owe you $1,000?
Because when I asked her if I was under arrest, she told me
All right, he doesn't owe you $1,000. We're going to talk about the harassment in a second, because I am very interested in that. Okay. You're suing her for $800 for the 10 days. Was it 10 days? When did you get the car back?
August 11th.
Okay, so everybody's in agreement with that. So that's $80 per day, right? That's correct.
Yes.
All right, and then now you're suing her for $1,425.75 for 1,900 miles put on it.
Yes, ma'am.
Who drove 2,000 miles if not to Texas?
Not me. My sister had a rental car, and that's the car that I drove.
Somebody drove that car a lot of miles. Am I crazy, or is 2,000 miles in 10 days a lot?
That's a lot.
You think it went to Texas?
I'm not sure if it went to Texas, but
that it didn't go to Texas.
Just like she said, she went upstate, but she texted me she was in Jersey with the other car, so she just
So you don't really think there was a Texas at all?
I don't know where she went, but she went somewhere.
Okay, well, somebody went somewhere, that's for sure. And that's on her. Do you have a contract that you work out with people in writing?
Yes, ma'am.
May I see it? Is that something that she had beforehand?
This is her contract that
she signed?
Yes.
Okay. Where does it talk about mileage? Oh, right here. So you're interpreting it as in-state only.
Right, once it
Okay,
leaves
so you
out
feel
of
it did go out of state because there's 2,000 miles.
She tells so many lies, I don't know what the truth is.
Okay.
Where you do 1,900 miles out of New York at?
No. I don't know how you can do 1,900 miles in New York. I don't know if you took the car and went joyriding for all this time and went on vacation, did whatever the heck you felt like doing, and instead of saying I'm renting the car for 10 days, you only wanted to pony up one $80 payment. So you said I'm renting it for one, but I may keep it. But the bottom line is, when you get the car back, how do you get the car back?
She texts myself, she texts my daughter, and she texts my friend.
After she hears from the detective?
I don't know whoever else she texts because I called her from different numbers trying to get my car back, and she just said, okay, I got word, this is where the car is. And then she only texted my daughter back where the key was, and she said the key is on the front tire. Like, so I don't know whoever else she texts this information, so now I gotta rush to get over here before somebody else basically steal a car.
Right. So did you rush to get over there?
Yes, ma'am.
And the car was a few houses down from hers?
Her house, it was right around the corner, basically.
Right around the corner from her house.
She
got word that it was there. Come on.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, I think this is interesting. How long after the car is supposed to be returned and isn't returned and no phone calls are returned, how long after that deadline does it become grand theft auto?
Well, I would say that after a week is kind of already a concern, but after 3 weeks, I would say that that's grand theft.
3 weeks, really? You'd give them 3 weeks. What do you say?
Yeah, I agree. A week to 2 weeks, I would say.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going in the back.
Yeah, until that credit card's full and there's no more time left on it.
Oh, that's interesting. So as long as you've got a big limit on the credit card for 2 years. Right, I got it. Going inside the courtroom.
Amount to repair side mirror and bumper. What happened? Oh,
this is how she damaged the car, or he damaged the car somehow. Somebody. Just the mirror. So
do you have insurance to drive? Do you have a license?
Yes,
you have insurance?
Insurance for what?
For damages. If you hit me and I'm hospitalized, how are you going to pay for my hospital bills? Do you have insurance to allow you to drive?
When I rented a car before through Hertz, I got insurance with the car.
What do you do about these people when they're renting a car from you? You don't charge them insurance?
I'm looking into that. No, ma'am, not right now. I'm looking into that. It's just...
When did you start this little side business of yours?
About 2
Is
years
it your
ago.
whole business?
20 years ago, he says.
It's 2 years ago. Like,
Unbelievable. Oh my gosh, what happened to the car? Who hit the car?
I have no idea.
What's that? Somebody sideswiped it?
that's where apparently they ran over a curb or something and
Good Lord. So that's the front of the car?
That's is on the side of the door. That's just a closer picture. It's on the left side of the driver door, like right up under the car.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. So that's this close up.
Yeah, it's close up.
And then the mirror is just missing.
Yeah, so...
Did it get hit too?
Yeah, the back of it is off. The shell is off.
Show me the estimate for the damages. Have you gotten this repaired?
I don't have the money to get it prepared just yet.
You're good for loss of income, because you're also suing for loss of income, $2,320.
Yeah.
You're going to have to prove to me that you always have this car in service. So do you have any business records to show me that this car is in service all the time?
As far
in order
as,
to charge for all the time?
Yeah, a few other Texas.
I'm with you on everything else. You have a claim for $500 for harassment. Tell me about it.
Okay, when I was trying to locate the car from my boyfriend, after me and him argued and he stopped answering my phone calls.
Your boyfriend?
Ex-boyfriend now, which is the reason why I didn't know where the vehicle was.
Is he your ex-boyfriend because of this?
Yes. In the middle of me trying to locate the vehicle, I started receiving miscellaneous phone calls after his son or his daughter called trying to locate it. It was numbers from all over the 50 states, basically. He or whoever, I don't know who it was, put my phone number on Craigslist for the vehicle that he's suing me for because it was for sale.
Do you have a copy of that?
A copy of what? All the phone
Craigslist
calls?
ad that you're saying.
No, I didn't find the Craigslist ad. The phone calls, I deleted everything. Like, I didn't expect this to...
Do you have proof that you were harassed because that's
no.
very clever, actually. So if someone's bothering you, you put a Craigslist ad for a really good sale on a BMW, and you put the person you dislike's number, and then they get 1,000 calls.
Right, and text messages
that's beautiful.
And everything else.
Can you prove anything you just said?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, did you do that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, now what do I do? All right, on the loss of income from 8/11 through 9/9, do you have business records to show me how often that thing is rented?
Anyway.
All right.
Do you realize what you did to this guy? Do you realize what you did?
No.
What happened with your arrest?
Because he filed the complaint already, even though I already spoke to the detective, I was getting my hair done, and I went to go get a slice of pizza in the middle of getting my hair done, and someone affiliated with him or whoever, I don't know, called 911. They walked into the hair salon, and I was arrested.
With your hair half done?
Yeah. It was done right here, and like they started to do the 2 back rows in the back, and everything else was just all over the place. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's natural, so it was just a big puff right
So
under,
they arrested you like that?
Yeah, because I showed him the text messages from the detective.
What are you doing getting your hair done when you're getting messages from detectives and?
Because I didn't have to be there until 8 in the morning, and if I would have had to gone that day, my hair wasn't.
Oh, we gotta look good for jail. All right, so
no,
I got it.
it's not even that. But if I would have had to see the detective that day,
have you ever been charged with theft before?
No.
Have you ever been charged with any other crime before?
Yes.
What kind of crime?
Falsifying business records.
What kind of business records, though?
At a bank.
At a bank in order to what? Get money?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that's kind of theft. That's kind of theft related. That's what I was asking about.
Okay.
Jeez Louise. What is this? Okay, I need to see any contract that you have in here.
Those are
That's it. Okay, I got you. So if I just scroll up and down, I'm seeing any contract you have in here?
Those are for that car, that specific car.
Okay, I got you. That's all I want, yeah.
That's that specific car.
Okay. Yes, I am going to give you loss of use.
Thank you.
Yes. On your lawsuit against him for harassment, none of which you can prove, even though it's brilliant, you probably did that to somebody. That's probably how you were able to think of it. And for wrongful arrest, 0. Mm-hmm. On his lawsuit against you for the car rental, destroying the car, keeping him from being able to rent the car, putting 2,000 miles on the car, yes, I am going to order you to pay him $5,000. Okay?
Wonderful. So this is finished?
Could you be more wretched?
Yep.
Why don't you tell us how much more wretched you can be?
Doesn't matter. He got his money, so this is over.
Let me tell you something, honey. I spend day in, day out in here. And I rule on money disputes day in, day out. But you know what I get up in the morning for? I get up in the morning to be able to have one case where someone is so right and someone is so wrong. And that's not usually what happens in front of me. Usually what happens in front of me is it's two people who think they're right, and I end up deciding one of them is. But oh boy, you rent the car. This is the guy's livelihood. He supports his family on this. You keep the car, you drive it God knows where to the tune of 2,000 miles, you return it wrecked only when the cops are on your tail, and then you have the unmitigated gall to stand here with your little flag. Are we done? Are we done? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know what? The only thing that's left for me to do is get your booking photo with your hair half done and make sure it's part of the case. Because there's nothing that shames you. And something should. Tell my staff I want it. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Well, the plaintiff certainly prevails in this case. Sierra, you just had the book thrown at you by the judge, and everybody in the country is going to see this. How do you feel about
everybody
this?
in the country, it's over.
It's over?
Yeah.
You think you're coming off good in this?
I guess. It's over.
Are you as stupid as I think you are?
Are you as stupid as I think you are?
No.
No, me either. It's over. The way
You
you guys feel about it is the way you guys feel about it. The way I feel about it is the way I feel about it.
How do you feel about it? How do you feel about it?
It's over.
You're glad it's over?
Absolutely.
And your boyfriend drove the car, not you?
Yeah.
My dear, no one believes you.
That's okay.
Okay.
All
that's
right.
fine.
Have a good one.
Goodbye. Whoops, wrong way.
Yeah, there
Doors
we go.
that way.
Sure is.
You know, you are in a risky business. Here comes Ron. He's the plaintiff. You know, you rent cars and you don't have insurance. I don't even know if she had insurance. Do you know? You don't know, do you?
Not at all.
Boy, oh boy, this is real risky. Are you? I think you've learned a lot here today.
Yes, sir. Yes, I have.
Okay. Well, listen, you got your money.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sorry you ended up here. All right, this is really an unbelievable case. What do you think?
Okay, Doug, look, I mean, the defendant was charged with falsifying credit card records in the past. The fact is, the judge can consider that because it directly impacts credibility. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.